Run Pure Sports. Got my guy JSU. As Monday through Friday, we take you right to lockup on a premium show here on Run Pure Sports. If you haven't checked it out, Big T, the what are you? The inventor of Run Pure Sports, I guess. The inventor. Yeah, that's what we'll call him. The inventor. He's hanging out with us today. Just on his own. We're doing this free show because we love you so much and we want you to join our club here in 2021. First of all, hit the like button. It's the thumbs thing. Subscribe to the Run Pure Sports channel. Do the bets channel too while you're at it. And then Big T, great to see you, buddy. Why don't you give us a little premium rundown here, because the NBA stuff, it's early in the season, but I'll tell you, I've been doing pretty well to start the year. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thanked you yesterday for the Nurkic play, and I'm glad I did because I don't want credit for Nurkic. I'm glad I gave you the credit yesterday because he sucked. So I'm not playing him anymore. You told me you needed to have credit. I gave you credit. Now, yeah, I mean,
that was JSU's play.
No, now he's putting it on JSU. I like it.
But in all seriousness, we have great shows, premium shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're doing is the best at Run Pure. We got the playbook, which covers everything. It's more of just the outline, covering the game, write-ups, everything that's happening. Then we got a cash game sheet that Holden will be showing at times, I'm sure, on the screen share, where Hoop and Mangone are going to have the best plays of the slate with a few core plays highlighted. And then we're going to have all of our tournament core plays, me, JSU, AP, whoever else hops up. Titletown's on there today, as everyone saw the last few days. But that's just literally our main tournament team for the most part, minus a few people, obviously, because of the rules. But that's the direction we are going. And obviously the Discord, too. The Discord is the best part of the NBA. When the news breaks, everything in there. I know JSU was in there all night last night, hanging out with the people, breaking news. I think it's the best product. I feel very good about our NBA, where we're at. And I'm looking forward to a good season.
Yeah, I am too. And, we have an interesting slate tonight, JSU, as we got one extra game on the DraftKings slate, and then FanDuel's a little bit different. So we're going to look first at the DK side. How's things going today, JSU? Huh? We got people in the chat already. This is the best basketball combo we got. I'm just lucky hanging out. Really, I'm not. But anyways, what's the workbench play today? Can you throw it out right now so people that are just
hold on a second.
Come on.
I'm interrupting here because before JSU came on, you should have heard how pathetic Holden was, JSU. He's on here like, I'm just going to stay in tonight. I'm going to sleep at 8:30. No ladies, no work for me. I mean, it was pathetic, JSU, before you got on.
Well, I expect nothing less from my guy Holden for him being pathetic, because that's exactly what I expect him to do tonight. But in all honesty, I'm peeved right now. This is normally me and Holden's show, and I get the 2-hole. Tony comes in.
Yeah, the 1-hole.
He gets the 1-hole.
Exactly.
What is this?
That's what I'm waiting for.
No more Tony on this show. That's it. I'm putting the hammer down. That's it. This is the one and only, and it's going to be free for everyone. So you guys are lucky. You get the one and only show with me, Tony, and Holden, because it's done after this. I crushed it. It's done.
Yeah. We don't do many free shows here. We definitely don't do the lineup lock show, the final countdown. We don't do it free very often. So enjoy it while you got it. Hit the like button. Do yourself a favor. Sign up for premium. And you wanted to talk about the cash lineup thing. We talked about it last night, the cash chart, right? One more time, just real quick, JSU, just look at it. We got the green plays here. We just launched this week. Talk about this cash sheet we got.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hoop and Mangone, two of the best, cash players that, we got at Run Pure, and best overall, probably, in the world. We got them doing FanDuel and DraftKings. So one of them takes each site, and pretty much it's just a player pool. Guys at each position that they are considering in their player pool. The guys highlighted in green are considered the core plays for cash, and then the rest is the players to choose from. So, it gives you a few options at each position, and it's just very clear. Here's the pool. It's not a super large pool either, and they go position by position, and you kind of just fill out your team based off of the player pool. So, I mean, we've got, the 2 or 3 plays highlighted in green. I think normally on most normal slates, there's going to be at least 3 plays highlighted in green. And then, yeah, you just finish it out there. It's a great sheet. We've gotten a lot of compliments already from a lot of the members. I've seen a lot of compliments on it in the Discord. Tony, I know you've gotten messages about it. Anything else to add, Tony?
No, I think it's the best. And like we've said the last few days, just because it's a cash sheet doesn't mean you have to use it just for that. Even when I'm building tournament teams, like you pull the sheet up, if you're down to a 2v2, and I'm already contrarian enough for the most part that I may want one or two just chalky good plays to put in my team. It just gives you a good, clean look. I do this anyways, just on my own, usually handwritten, even where point guard. I'm listening to JSU. I'm writing down a few of his plays, stealing them from him so I can take credit. And then I'm going over to the shooting guard, writing them down. I mean, yesterday, Holden's football, I've given Holden credit. He's given out a few gems during the season.
Gems.
It's just a nice, clean look to have that, especially even more so on FanDuel, I think, where it's position sensitive. You have to play two of each position, one center. It's nice to have this good, clean look.
Yeah. And listen, here's the other things. We got core plays that we give out. There's so many things, and it's NFL. We do every single sport. Look at this, guys and ladies, if you're watching right now. MMA is coming back soon. We got soccer, college hoops, college football, golf will be back soon. NBA and obviously NFL, where we've been crushing all year long. We got core plays here. This is one thing you can look at. So I can't recommend it enough. Run Pure Sports. I mean, obviously I work here, but I would have a subscription if I didn't. And I say that with all honesty. It really has helped me become a better player. And here's the other thing I love about it, the Discord. And JSU was hanging out in the Discord last night, and I kept chomping at the bit, just wanting to say something smart ass to him, but I couldn't. He was in the zone. He was trying to win his money. JSU's in there from time to time. We got Big T. We always have an analyst in our NBA Discord or any sport in our Discord. So remember JSU, we were talking about this yesterday. Mangone crushed it for our boy JT, who does baseball with us. I mean, the dude won like 5 figures because of something Mangone said in the Discord. I hate giving Mangone any credit because he doesn't deserve any. But my God, did the guy just crush it?
Yeah, I mean, Travis got it done. I will give Big T some credit too. He was in there fighting off the Muscala over Roby and getting on the Roby train too. So I'm going to give my boy Big T a little credit as well. Yeah, I know Travis. I know Travis got our boy JT Hayes specifically on Roby. At least he said it, but I know Tony was in there helping members as well get on the right play, which was Roby, and it was the right play. Whenever you're getting the starter at 4% or super low ownership, and the guy who's now coming off the bench is going to be 50, that's always the right pivot. Tony, I mean, we've talked about this, but when you're getting the starter at 4%, and the bench guy's going to be 40 or 50, that's when you want to pivot for sure.
It's just so simple too, because slates like that, Muscala was the best value play literally all day. Every website you looked at had Muscala as like the premium value play. It helped too that I never like really liked Muscala, even if he was starting. But once you find out the other dude's starting, there's just no way he can be owned. So it's just such a good pivot. I actually learned that mistake in college. We have a really good college product over there too. But one night in college, I did the opposite. I played the freaking bench. It was a little different because the bench guy was the low-owned guy. But, man, I played the bench guy over the starter, both minimum price guys, and I just learned my lesson. Like, if they're both cheap guys, just play the starter. It's one thing if you know the bench guy is a proven talent that can crush, but if they both kind of suck, just play the starter.
All right, guys, let's get into this, and we'll get your questions, too, a little bit later on, but we got to start with the DK slate because we got a game starting in 35 minutes between Philadelphia and Orlando. Since we're going to go game by game here on DraftKings, let's start with you here, JSU. I don't want to hurt your ego and go to the boss man first, so we'll start with you and some plays here. I'm just looking at the playbook, too. Is there much you want to go to on the Philadelphia side tonight, given the prices of Embiid and Simmons, or is this something where maybe you sprinkle in some Orlando? How much interest do you have in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some value from this game that we're going to talk about. Cole Anthony being one guy specifically, who's going to be decent value. Dwayne Bacon is super cheap, 3,300 on DraftKings, small forward eligible. Forward position, small forward specifically, not a great position. So maybe you're looking at him there. And and then Joel Embiid at the top. Like if you want to pay for Joel Embiid, when he's been on the court this year, has been extremely good and very consistent, which is good. Double-digit rebounds in all 3 games, 27 to 29 points in all 3 games. He's been playing great. I'm not saying that he's not a good spend tonight. We've seen a lot of blowouts, though. This is the one thing that's kind of weird. This year, we've just seen a ton of blowouts. And I just get this feeling like this game could be kind of a blowout. I worry about it. But if it does stay close, I do think there are a lot of plays from the Orlando side because of their prices that would have to end up being decent plays. Guys like Evan Fournier, the shooting guard position is terrible on FanDuel. I'm sorry, on DK as well. 5,500, he's cheap. So there are a few ways to go, I think, in this game. Cole Anthony is definitely the one I have the most interest in. But yeah, that's it for me.
What about you there, Big T? You seen any plays from this Philly-Orlando game?
Yeah, I agree with JSU here because this game wouldn't normally stick out all that much, but I mean Terrence Ross has had a decent start to the season. They just need some scoring from somewhere, and Cole Anthony's looked good to me. I mean 4,200 feels too cheap. I know everyone's going to play MCW, me included probably. I mean I think I probably will play him. Just because he's looked decent too, and his price is cheap. We need some value to fit these studs we're going to get to. So honestly, I'm looking at 2 or 3 of these guys, the cheaper guys especially. Mainly, so Fournier is going to be super popular. MCW is going to be super popular. I don't think I'm going to play Fournier. I don't like that as much as these younger guys where we got Cole Anthony, Bacon, and who was the third guy?
MCW?
Michael Carter Williams, yeah.
Yeah, so one chalky guy and then two lesser guys. But I like all 3 of them, honestly, a decent amount. And Philly isn't necessarily the same Philly team we've seen in the past. They're built a little different this year. I don't mind it at all. And their price tags let us fit some of these studs that I want to get in later down the slate here as we go. So I'm good on the cheap guys. And then you didn't talk about Philly yet, did you?
No, I just said Joel Embiid was the one guy I'd have interest in.
He's the only guy I like too. I don't think I'm going to play him either just because I do like some other guys we're going to get to, but he's the only guy on Philly that I even have in my player pool.
Can I just say too, with Terrence Ross being out, Tony kind of hit on it, but like one thing you have to consider when he's out, there's just so many shots that become available for these guys like Michael Carter Williams, not a great shooter, but he's going to have more opportunity. Cole Anthony, who's already looked pretty decent. Like all these guys from Orlando are going to get an uptick in shots. Dwayne Bacon will probably see a little bit more. So like the way Tony's looking at building kind of makes sense. We're picking 2 of those cheap value guys to kind of pair with the studs that you like, whether they be in this game or not even from this game. Maybe they're from a later game. I know we're going to talk about Zion Williamson, who I think me and Tony are both going to agree on today. But like there are plenty of good spend ups at guard and forward where I don't mind it if you just use this game for value specifically.
All right, guys, again, hit the like button. You're watching this, ladies, hit the like button. Let's get it going. Subscribe to the Run Pure Sports channel as well. We'll move on to the next. What's going to happen when Harden gets traded to Philadelphia? Like, is he going to be $30,000 every night? It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. He's getting traded soon, right? Within the next week or 2 weeks? He has to be. He has to be gone, Big T.
You would certainly think he's going to get traded for sure.
Come on already. And speaking of the Rockets, let's get into this here. We got a big night tonight. We got good old Boogie. We got my guy, John Wall, is coming back. We got Eric Gordon, and none of them are on a minutes limit. So James Harden's going to get a bunch of buddies around. You got the Kings. Daquan Jeffries is the only player that is on the injury list. So things are doing pretty good. And here's what I really like. They're going to wear the baby blue uniforms. And I don't know if you know who Haywood Jeffries is, but he's doing the first shot tonight, Big T. You might know who Haywood Jeffries is, the old Houston Oiler. They're bringing out the baby blues tonight. This should be nice. Let's talk about this game and get the breakdown from you. JSU, we'll start with you here. What are you doing with Harden? What are you doing with Wall? What are you doing with these Rockets?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if Cousins and Wall aren't on minutes limits, they're really strong plays here. Cousins at $5K, John Wall at 7.1K on DraftKings. Both really strong. I think Harden honestly might see a little lower ownership, though, as crazy as that may sound. And I don't know how much I like him, but I do think we get him at a little lower ownership because I do think people will gravitate to Cousins and Wall. But I think from the Rockets side, it's very easily set with those three guys, Harden, Wall, and Cousins for me. I don't have any interest in like Eric Gordon with these three guys all in together. So yeah, I think the Houston side is pretty simple. The Sacramento side, De'Aaron Fox is definitely in play. Harrison Barnes, who I talked about forward position. If you're not spending up at forward, there's not many great forwards in that like 5K range. I only like a few of them. He's one that's like consistently getting 32, 33 minutes, and he's been playing pretty decent. So I don't mind going to him. Marvin Bagley, it seems like they're being extremely cautious on his minutes. I would love Marvin Bagley if he was playing 30 minutes or 28 to 30 minutes even, but I think he got like 21 to 23 minutes his last couple games. Like I would love to see him play a little bit more. So I'm probably off of him. And then, that's probably it. So really it's Barnes and Fox for me on DraftKings specifically. On FanDuel, I will have interest in Buddy Hield at that price tag though.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into the FanDuel side in just about maybe 15 minutes. Once we're done with these games, just because FanDuel, they've got the 7:00 start, and here we got the 6:30 start for DraftKings. Hey, Big T, what are you doing tonight on this Rocket side with everybody coming back?
Yeah, one of my favorite plays on the slate is John Wall. I think he looked really good in the preseason. I know that we've seen this team without all these guys. So this is the first. I think this is the first game, right, JSU, that these guys have played in the regular season. Yeah, I mean they look good in the preseason though. I think John Wall takes a big role here, and he looks too cheap to me. 7,100 on DraftKings is just too cheap. I think he could go for 50 plus. JSU said something about a minutes limit. Obviously, I'm a little concerned about that, but I don't know. Like, I think he'll come back and play decent minutes. So I'm big on him, and I think he might end up pretty low owned on top of it. I think Christian Wood's been a good play, but now with Boogie back, with Wall taking some extra usage, he's too high priced now for me. So Boogie, John Wall, and I can't play Harden. I mean, he could easily break a slate at any time just because he is Harden. But, man, he's priced like Wall and Cousins aren't in there. Now they're in there. I can't pay $11K. I'd rather just play John Wall at that price. And then Sacramento. So Bagley, man, he was at 25 fantasy points last game. I was huge on him going into the fourth quarter, and then he just didn't play the whole quarter. Just sat. They liked their bench unit or whoever was in their mixture unit with some bench, some starters. He just sat. So one of these games, the dude is going to get that run. Because I don't think there was any really rhyme or rhythm going into it. It was just that bench unit was playing good, and he didn't ever come back in. But I definitely think you can take a chance on him because one of these games, he's going to go for 40 plus. He's priced just so cheap at 5,300. I mean, even in these games where he's getting 27, 20, 27, 23 minutes, he's still ending up around value without hitting that minutes upside. So I definitely think you can have it. I mean, Buddy on DK, 6,800. We'll save him for the FanDuel time. Fox has looked pretty good too to start the season. 47 the other night, a couple 40-point games, 7,800. And actually, with the way I'm constructing my team tonight, those of you that can see my core will know my last spot kind of comes down to a De'Aaron Fox, Kyle Lowry. One of these guys in the high 7s, low 8K range is kind of where my team falls because I'm not playing any of the studs. It's just where I end up. And honestly, I'm still torn. I don't know if I want to play Fox or Lowry or someone else in that range for the most part. So, JSU, what do you think of Fox?
Yeah, I like Fox, but we're going to get to Lowry here in a second. And I really like Kyle Lowry too. So it's a tough call, but again, when you're stacking John Wall and Cousins together, like I know both of us probably are here, it's really tough not to throw in De'Aaron Fox because we don't like Buddy Hield on DraftKings at that price tag. And really I talked about Harrison Barnes. I know you're probably not in on the Harrison Barnes play. But again, if you look at the forward spot and you land at 5.4, 5.5K,
you can't play Barnes over Bagley, I don't think.
Why? Bagley's seeing 21 minutes. What are you getting in Bagley in 21 to 24 minutes that Barnes doesn't give you?
If he continues to get that, then you're not.
That's what I mean, though. Well, okay, so would you rather a Barnes for sure 32+ minutes in a close game, or would you rather the risk of Bagley seeing anywhere from 21 to 25 minutes, I guess, is the question, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play Bagley for sure, but
yeah, okay. I would be on the Barnes side with that risk. But yeah, either way, okay, Fox is the best run back, though, we agree on. It's just a question of if you want to do
Boogie too, because you said I might have came across.
Do you not like Boogie?
I don't think this is a very good matchup for him against these athletic bigs from Sacramento. Boogie, man, he is not athletic at all. I think he might have some issues out there his first game back. He is super cheap, so I'm not saying he's like for sure a fade. But man, I think he might look pretty bad tonight. In all honesty, like I'm not saying it's the worst play. I'm not saying I'm going to fade for sure. But man, I do think he's going to struggle a little bit. You think he's going to just come back and crush?
I think he's going to have a good game. One thing Holmes, he's a decent defender, but one thing he does is he's kind of a little too aggressive at times. And I think Boogie can take advantage of him being a little over aggressive. Boogie loves to throw his head around and do all that crap that draws fouls. And I think he's going to get Holmes in trouble a little bit. I'm actually really excited to see Boogie play alongside Christian Wood, because if Boogie, can stretch the floor and Christian Wood is like that super athletic four that can shoot, but also can take it to the hole, it's going to just leave so many open opportunities for Boogie Cousins, in my opinion, because people are going to want to stop Wall from getting to the hole and stop. Obviously, they don't want to leave Harden. I think it's going to leave open a lot of Boogie Cousins shots, a lot of Christian Wood shots. These guys are going to get a lot of opportunity. And it just comes down to if they can close on it. But $5K for Boogie for the amount of opportunity I think he's going to get is solid to me.
All right. We don't even have 100 likes yet. Big T, can we give away a shirt? What do you think?
Yeah,
maybe 100?
Absolutely.
Let's do 150. Yeah. And one of our viewers is going to get a Run Pure Sports shirt. They're really comfy cozy too. I got the bet. I wear the bet side on the sports side. I wear the sports side on the bet side. We got a bet side too.
I like that. Just
been crushing it. Boy, AP, my God, he keeps putting bets up there. He's just killing NBA every morning. I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrific. So we got that. Second of all, great comment in the chat here. Boogie's going to put up a ton of points because he's just going to rebound all of Harden's misses. That is a wonderful strategy to have. I highly recommend you play DFS that way. So again, hit the like button and let's pick up the pace just a little bit because we got a lot coming up.
One more thing about this real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. So the Kings are starting only Bagley and Holmes really. I mean, Barnes is the 3 obviously, but just thinking about the matchups as JSU was talking about it. I mean, obviously Holmes is going to have to be on Boogie. So I might like Wood just a hair more than I let on just because he might have too much for Bagley on the glass. He might be the one that eats up that glass a little bit. He is expensive, but just as a tournament play, he might eat up Mr. Bagley on those boards.
Yeah, his price shot up after those first couple games where he just, smashed. But yeah, I mean, I think one of these two bigs is going to smash.
One of the two is going off tonight. All right. Well, pick the right one is all we can say. So we got what? Wood, Tucker, House, Harden, and Wall. The starting lineup. Not that matters much for Boogie anyways. All right, we're moving on to the Knicks and the Toronto Raptors. This will be down in Tampa, the new home court for the Raptors, at least for a little while. The big name here is Alec Burks. Alec Burks is out. Burks is out. Toppin's out. Dennis Smith Jr. is out. Quickly's out, all for the New York Knicks. You got Rivers making his debut tonight. And by the way, Austin Rivers has not even played 5-on-5s with his teammates. Like he's basically getting thrown out there tonight. And then on the other side with the Raptors, Siakam and Powell can't hit a damn shot. Toronto's got to get going here, JSU. So let's break this down and start on the Raptors side and then get into the Knicks with a whole bunch of injuries.
Yeah, I mean, the Raptors, first guy, I really like Kyle Lowry. Knicks do not play defense very much at all. And I expect Kyle Lowry to kind of do whatever he wants today. Really like his price tag. I think a lot of people are going to gravitate to De'Aaron Fox, especially if they're playing like Wall and or Cousins. Like I think a lot of people will. So I think that brings Kyle Lowry's ownership a little more down. Siakam, man, I can't play Siakam over guys like Zion, Randall, Ingram. I think all three of those guys are better plays than Siakam. So I'm just going to stick with those guys at the forward spot. So I won't have any Siakam. Fred VanVleet, if you landed at that shooting guard position at 7,200 or wherever he is, I don't mind it, but I do prefer Kyle Lowry here. OG had a nice game last time out. Again, another guy where if I landed in that 57, 5,900, wherever he is range on DraftKings, I might consider him, but it's not someone I'm looking to jam in. From the Knicks side, if the Knicks can keep this game close, I don't know how you don't have interest in guys like Julius Randle, Alfred Payton. RJ Barrett's price is kind of too much for me on DraftKings. Maybe on FanDuel, he's more in play for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't, Tony, like you must have interest in the Knicks here.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of usage with this coaching staff they're gonna play these guys into the ground. And even if I don't love the matchup against Toronto, they're just gonna get the minutes and they're gonna have to have usage. So you have to like them. I mean, we got a 5-game slate. You just have to like some Knicks. I mean, there's no way you can play without any of these guys, I think. I mean, maybe you fade and you luck box a blowout the way these games have gone and they play some of these scrubs big minutes. But if this game stays remotely close, these guys are going to play 40 minutes. I mean, Randall and JSURab's going to play a ton. I mean, for sure, Barrett and Elf, they're going to play a ton. And so Kevin Knox last game, I played him. He started good, and then he picked up 3 fouls, and he just never really got it going. But I think you can even come back with a guy like Knox. You just need some. You need some Knicks guys in this matchup, even though I don't love the spot. JSURab, man, I think he might have a big night here tonight because Toronto is a lot of things, but they're not exactly really strong on that glass. So I could see Randall and JSURab. I think they correlate pretty good too, even where they could pound Toronto inside a little bit. Maybe you come back with Lowry the other way. They beat up on them a little bit at the guard spot. I like the Knicks a lot. I mean, I'm trying to not play Kevin Knox because he sucks, but he just is staring at me. And I don't know, though. I think I'd rather play the Orlando value guys than Knox. But, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and we got a question in the chat about OG. Either one of you on Anunoby?
I'm never on OG.
Good. Let's move it on then. That was a quick discussion. I like it. Guys, also want to remind you, and ladies, NFL. We're still doing NFL season here. Plus, we got 6 playoff games next weekend. I mean, it's just amazing. We got 7 teams on each side. If you haven't checked out our NFL work, it's not too late because we got week 17, then we go all the way through the Super Bowl. Just ask Big T. He knows about the Showdown. He does the Showdown slates. Actually, we all did pretty well last year in the Showdown. Anyways, runpuresports.com. Check it out. There's a free show for you so you can just see what we're all about. We got the 2 best DFS players here that I'm working with. I'm happy to be with them. Again, runpuresports.com. Check out some of our premium shows because we got the cash show. If you're playing cash in week 17, we got the Morning Wood, which is free. JSU and I do a final countdown show there as well. Hit the like button. When we get to 150, somebody's getting a free comfy t-shirt, and then I'll start getting your questions up here too. Because don't be jabronis, guys. Don't be freeloaders. Come on. Hit the like button. It's not that difficult. Let's move on. New Orleans and OKC. It's the Steven Adams revenge game, who actually left on really good terms there. On the other side, I mean, Stan Van Gundy saying the Pelicans offense is discombobulated, guys. It's not looking good right now. JSU, what's your thoughts on this game? Do you have any leans?
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good because I don't understand what they're doing with Lonzo Ball and Eric Bledsoe playing in the same lineup, starting together. But like, Why? What? I don't even understand those guys. Like, they should never be on the floor ever together, not once. They're very similar ball dominant guards, but Lonzo's just better than Eric Bledsoe, and I don't think Lonzo's like an amazing player by any stance or anything like that. But he's just better, and Bledsoe makes no sense on there. They need shooters, to surround Zion, whose game is more, getting into the paint. And obviously Brandon Ingram, who just has the complete game. This dude is real. Like, he can definitely, I can see him averaging a triple double, at some point soon, where he's just consistently getting them because he's just good. He can pass, he can shoot, he can do pretty much everything you want. So it just doesn't make sense, though. I don't get it why they have those two together. Tony, maybe you can make some sense of it, because I don't. I have no idea. But like, the only two plays for me are Brandon Ingram and Zion. And if I have to choose between one, I'm definitely taking Zion here. It's just an absolute mismatch. They're going to put Darius Baisley on Zion Williamson? Like, sign me up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Lonzo and Bledsoe are basically the same player, except Lonzo's a little better in my opinion. Bledsoe would be a decent guy off the bench anyways. Just bring him off the bench and let him play when Lonzo's not in there. I mean, however you want to do the minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes or something the other way, whatever it is. I don't know. Like, I wish they would do that too, because I would love Lonzo tonight in this spot. It's just tough though. He's priced high to where Bledsoe's going to soak up just enough to where you're not going to like it. So makes it easy here. Zion and Ingram. My decision of the night, I think, is going to come down, besides the guard one I talked about, is Ingram or a guy like Randall. And I'm super torn, because if the Knicks stay close, I think Randall will. I should say whatever one of these two games stays close, because I could see New Orleans maybe blowing out OKC a little bit too. But if the Knicks stay close, I think Randall scores more than Ingram, but they have more of a chance of getting blown out too, which we have to worry about a little more than usual this year. I don't know. Who do you like more, JSU, Ingram or Randall?
Man, that's tough. I mean, there's obviously a price difference. You're just saying straight up though, who would I pick straight up?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically where my teams are at, where I can kind of get either one of them with a similar build.
So I have the same. I only have 3 teams. I have the same amount of Randall and Ingram right now, where I have 2 of 3, whereas I have Zion in all 3.
Yeah, I mean, same range as me then, because I'm looking at my 2 or 3 teams here, and it's all kind of flip-flopping between those two. But I only got one main team though, so I got to decide between the two.
So Tony, I think like, if I was playing like Alfred Payton and Lowry, or like these Knicks guys, I would definitely want Randall, because the only way the Knicks keep this game close, Julius Randle has to play good. Like, yeah, they need other players to play well, but if Julius Randle plays bad, I don't know how they keep this game somewhat close. Like, he does everything for that team, and they're shorthanded. Like, I would probably lean Randle because of it.
I think I like Randle.
I have a question for you though. I'm in one lineup, I have Ingram and Zion together. I think that's viable on this slate. Like, do you have that?
I mean, my number one team right now has both of them. That's the one where, well, obviously I'm not going to have Randall. It worries me to not have Randall. It does. I can't fit Randall on that one. My favorite team right now doesn't have Randall, just because it just fits perfect. I do like the whole team, which is nice. Like, I really feel good about every play, which that's what I always tell people anyways. Like, if you like your whole team, it really doesn't matter who you're fading, how much salary you're leaving. Like, if you could make a case for every guy on your team and you're happy with it, go with it. Maybe it's better to fade some guy that's good anyways. It gets you different. I do worry about that Randall fade though, because if he plays 40-something minutes, he might go off again. And
I'm telling you, you're not going to get it back. If they keep this game close, Randall's got a lot to do with it, I think.
All right, guys, hit the like button. We're sitting here at 126. We need 150 for our first free bit of swag from Run Pure Sports. And forget the 300. I mean, come on. Come on, 300, 39 minutes. We get to 300. We're going to give out that and probably a hat too. I mean, it'll be really
Even
nice.
if we get to 200, we'll give them a hat. We can
Beautiful.
get to 200. I mean, there's
All
pretty watching. We got to be able to get to
yeah. Now, a lot of people, you need to sign in on YouTube to give a like. But if you're signed in and you're not giving us a like, that means you're a freeloader. And then you're going to have some introspection as to what type of person you actually are. So hit the like button. Did we get to we went through New Orleans, OKC, right? Are we done there? Any other thoughts? Anything?
No, I mean, pretty much got through them all, right?
Good.
Tony, OKC, anything? Like, I don't really see much unless you want to play SGA, but
yeah, I'm not going to play SGA because, I mean, Lonzo's a decent defender with his length. Bledsoe's a decent defender. They got size inside, which kills SGA. It's not an SGA spot for me, so yeah. I'm
all right. Let's get through this last game here before the DK slate locks. We got Phoenix and Utah. So here we go. That's the 9:00 Eastern time start. JSU, I'm looking at some notes here that I made about this game. There's not too much besides for Jalen Smith being out. Donovan Mitchell struggling a little bit, 20 points per game. It's only 3 contests. He's been inefficient. He's shooting 27% from beyond the arc. And then Rudy Gobert's actually playing well. So let's go. What do we got here let's start with the Utah side.
Yeah, the Utah side. So first thing that sticks out to me, Rudy Gobert has just been super consistent. I don't mind the matchup actually against DeAndre and the way he's rebounding, consistently getting that double-double the first 3 games. Like, I think Rudy is definitely in play here. The other guy that sticks out to me actually is Jordan Clarkson, who on DraftKings, he's 4,800 and double-digit shot attempts in all 3 of his games. This dude loves to jack up shots. Doesn't do much else. He's pretty much a scorer, but at 4,800, I do think the price tag is gotten to a point where we can jump on a little Jordan Clarkson at 4,800. Don't mind it here. From the Phoenix side, I mean, Chris Paul 7K, if you landed there, it's fine, but I definitely prefer like guys like Lowry for a little more, Wall at 7-1, De'Aaron Fox at 7-8. Definitely would prefer those 3. And I'm not paying for Booker again. I'm not. Tony, what are you doing with the Phoenix side?
Yeah, I'm not even playing anyone from this game, just to be honest. I don't like it. I like a lot of earlier spots. It's New Year's. I'm going to be partaking some beverages. I don't like it. Like, it's the only late game. There's no reason to really force it for me. I like these other games more.
What are you drinking tonight, Big T? What's on the New Year's Eve palette for alcohol?
I'm going to drink a little wine tonight.
Ooh.
Wine intake.
That's every night.
You're a big wine guy.
Wine all the time.
Not beer, just wine.
Yeah, I mean, I got some Forester too. I might get the old Forester out.
What do you like, Pinot Noir or stuff like that?
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah,
Seriously?
Pinot Noir. In America, that's how we do it. You like the Pinot?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I like that.
All that stuff. That's you. Do you even drink JSU?
I do not. I do not like. He drinks water. I do not like wine.
You don't like wine?
I do not like wine. Nope. I had it once, and that was plenty.
Once?
Well, not like seriously, like that hangover was the worst.
I got with a woman who had children once. I didn't give up on it. It was, it got good after a while. You just got to keep plugging away.
And like one of my best friends actually has like a wine business too, and I still I'll like buy his wine and I'll have it like sometimes in the cabinet, but it's great, man. I love it. I tell him so. Fit Fine Wine. Actually, if you guys want some good wine, Fit Fine Wine. I have tried it.
The people in the chat are just freaking out at you, JSU. I mean, this is probably not the right time for me to say that I can't stand white either, but that wine. But they're like, you drink Zimas. You don't even know what Zima is. Everybody's upset. They love wine. You guys need to come on, man. There's better things to drink than wine. Water is awesome.
You said you're going to bed at 8:30. What are you talking about?
I'll stay up till 9:30 now. I told you I got to watch you in a couple of these games.
He's giving me crap about drinks, and this dude's going to bed at 9:00. So
who's giving you crap about drinks? I'm not giving you crap about anything. I don't like wine either. I'm just saying the guys in the chat, They're taking shots at you for drinking
That's
Zima.
fine. That's fine. They can
All
take
right,
shots
fine.
at me.
If that's the way you want to play it,
My
that's the way you're
man,
gonna play it.
Tyler Robinson says, I'm with you, JSU. That's right, Tyler. See, I got someone backing me up at least.
Daryl, you're just we're at 148 likes. We get 2 more. We'll start answering some questions. I don't know who the asshole is that hit the thumbs down. I actually think it's kind of funny, but don't do it again. It's not very nice to do so. Guys, DraftKings just about to lock. I don't know if you got any other final thoughts on that. We can go over to FanDuel though and start talking about that as well. Before we get to FanDuel, we got a partnership here with Monkey Knife Fight, and it is very, very fun. And I don't know if any of you like player props, if you haven't tried it yet. That's basically what it is. Head-to-head player props, over-under numbers. There's fantasy points. There's total points, rebounds, assists, all sorts of stuff. NFL, NBA, MMA, all of it. So Monkey Knife Fight, if you sign up right now, just check it out. It's a really cool product. $50. They will match your deposit up to $50 with the code RUNPURE. Monkey Knife Fight. Check it out. Monkey Knife Fight. RUNPURE is the code. And then we got a little game going on right now. You tweet us a screenshot of your win and use the hashtag RPSMKF. And we'll pick 2 winners for t-shirts for that too. So RPSMKF. Tweet it out with your winnings. And also I want to give a shout out to AP, giving me an NBA winner from this afternoon, a little game total that just got deposited into my account. AP, again, he's crushing it, man. It's not just AP on the NBA. It's the whole bet side, too, all those guys. Joey Work's throwing the Knicks out. Joey Work, what are you doing going with the Knicks plus 10? Come on, Joey Work. Actually, you kind of like that, don't you, JSU?
The Knicks plus 10. Wow. You know what's really actually scares me about stuff? Just the fact that we've seen at least probably like 60% of the games in the NBA so far blow out. And it's just it's really tough to watch because some of these teams give up after the first quarter. Miami did it against Milwaukee. They were down 20 after the first quarter. Milwaukee scored 46 in the first quarter. They shot something stupid from the 3-point line for the game, like 57%. And they shot I don't know what it was in the first quarter they shot from 3, but it was ridiculous. For the game, it was 57%. But Miami just gave up. They not benched. They just pulled Dragic, didn't put him back in. They played the young guys. We're seeing it a lot. I don't love it. I really don't like it for DFS, but I think that's what we're gonna have for a little bit, especially early in the year.
Well, we've already had at least 2 50-point blowouts. Has there been a third? What was I watching? I think I was watching this afternoon. They were talking about how there's already been a couple of 50-point blowouts, and we only had 1 last year or 2 last year. It really has been ugly to start the season. But you would think as the season goes on, things will normalize a little bit. Isn't this just out of character?
I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, some of it may be the fans, no fans. Even for the team, the away team, like sometimes some of these guys feed off the fans, whether it's being heckled or, just their fans and the fans are going crazy. I think a lot of players feed off that type of energy. And I think that's a little to do with it too.
You got me, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Must have just be me breaking up a little bit. All right, we hit 150 likes.
He told me his AirPods never do that. He told me the other day.
They don't. I charge them.
We got a
Holden, did his AirPods just do that?
I heard it's like a.
Okay.
I heard a.
I was just checking.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks, Simon. All right, our producer heard it too.
Okay,
all right,
we got 150 likes.
Did Simon say it?
Yeah, you went in my ear and said it.
Yep, I like that.
We got 150 likes. We'll start taking questions. We're going to get into the FanDuel side as well. But again, we'll get to your questions here in just a second. If we get to 200, Big T wants to give away a hat. So good job, everybody. Yeah, no doubt. I'm not hitting the workbench tonight, Rod. There's no chance, Tyler. No chance. Plus, most of the women in my demographic are
Holden.
Huh?
It's New Year's. Like this.
Yeah, most of the women in my demographic are sleeping by
most
that time.
of the women in your
60s, upper 60s, early 70s. They're usually passed out so early. No. Last week I did hit the workbench with a young lady 20 years younger than me. It was wonderful. It was a great time. Yeah. I think she lied about her age. I think she was like 28. She said she was 25. I think she was 28 though. But it was amazing. Thank you. And the old ladies will be sleeping tonight, guys. So no workbench for me. Okay. What about you, JSU? You hitting the workbench tonight?
I hope so. I hope so. Don't get me in trouble right now. She's to my right, all right?
She's not watching. You say she never watches anyways.
She's not watching, but she's literally to my right
oh,
in the
kitchen. Hi, dear. How are you? It's wonderful to see you again. Yeah. Nice to meet you last year. Okay, so boys, FanDuel. I guess we can go down game by. You want to do this game by game or position by position?
It's only 4 games. We'll go quick.
All right, let's do it.
Do the positions.
I think I got on Boogie on DK just to talk through the whole process.
Let's do it.
I think I ended up getting
not to, Tony. It was really tough not to get on him.
I kept landing like a little short, and I had JSURab. So by going down, it let me go up in a different spot. I still have my same core for those of you that followed my core, but by going down to Boogie instead of JSURab, I was able to get up to a different guy that I liked. So sometimes you got to keep adjusting. I said I wasn't going to play Boogie, ended up playing him.
That's right. We got him. We got him to play Boogie. All right.
First time this year, because it's the only time this year.
Happy New Year's, Tony. Happy New Year's.
Looking at the price on FanDuel, I'm not going to be playing him on FanDuel.
What was the tipping point there? Was it the guy in the chat that said he was going to rebound all of Harden's misses? Was that kind of the tiebreaker?
I took note of that, and it was definitely a selling point.
All right, guys, hit the like button. Let's go. Point guards. We're running down FanDuel here. We got lock in 27 minutes. So let's do it. We ran through the DraftKings side, so I kind of got some leans, but we know that there's big price differences here. How about just a couple of names that you like here, JSU, heading into the session on FanDuel at point guard?
Yeah, I mean, so at point guard on FanDuel, I think the main guys at the top, we kind of talked about them already. Kyle Lowry at 8K, De'Aaron Fox at 7,900, John Wall at 7K are the 3 primary point guards. If you want to spend down, Elf Payton at 5,200 is an extreme value on FanDuel at point guard. So after those 4, I really don't have much interest in this like 6K range with Lonzo and Mike Conley. I just don't think you need to do it. For me, if I had to rank the point guards, Kyle Lowry, John Wall, De'Aaron Fox would be how I'd rank those top 3. Tony, do you disagree with that ranking?
So I would rank them. I like all 3 of them. Point guard's solid tonight because
I wish I could play all 3 of them. Honestly,
well, the hard part for me is Elf Payton at 5,200.
Yeah,
is a tough fade. So you almost have to pick your guy at the top because I don't think I can fade Elf Payton at 5,200 knowing he's going to get a ton of run tonight. So, I mean, he played 35, 36 minutes last game. He could play even more tonight. I wouldn't be surprised. He's 5,200. Like, that is basically a lock to me. So if I had to rank the top guys to go with him, I would rank it Wall, Fox, Lowry. But if you have the 1,000 and it makes sense, I'd probably play Fox.
See, I think a lot of people are going to do that, which I think is going to bring Lowry's ownership down a little because I think most people looking at that for tournaments, I think are going to look at John Wall at 7K and say, I got to have him. And then if they're not going down to Alf Payton, I think De'Aaron Fox, if they have the extra 900 to 1,000, is going to be the guy a lot of people click on because they'll want to have those guys together, like in a game stack. On FanDuel, like getting that game stack with Fox, Buddy Hield, Wall, if you want to go Harden or if you wanted to go Cousins, like it's pretty easy to do, right? Because the Hield's super cheap price. So if you wanted to spend up, that's why I think we're going to get Kyle Lowry much lower owned than he should be against the Knicks. And like I said, if that game don't blow out, that game could be the best spot on the slate if it doesn't blow out because the Knicks guys are going to all play huge minutes. And the other thing is Toronto's guys are all going to play huge minutes. So that's what we can bank on. So I think that's the game that might get a little overlooked, hopefully from a stacking standpoint, because I do think Houston and Sacramento is going to get much of the love. For good reason, though. It is a good game.
So usually what we do,
loaded.
yeah. Usually what we do in our premium shows, we'll hammer out all of the questions that you guys have. Obviously, today's a little bit different. New Year's Eve, we got two different slates. We got the DraftKings that lock. We're on FanDuel right now. Guys, we did get to 150 likes. I want to get to 200, then we can give away a hat. But I do also want to throw a couple questions at you. Big T, let's start with you on this one. Conley, 6,300. Is he viable tonight? Hunter's asking us that.
No, I mean, not for me, just because point guard's loaded. This is what I like about FanDuel, though, how you have certain positions and you can't, like, play guys at different spots because it lets me lock in more, which is why I like it more because it's just how I play. I like to lock in on guys. I mean, even, like, Lonzo Ball at 6,800 is going to be completely unowned. And I do think he has upside. Like, I would play him over Conley. I think, like, a combo you can go to be different would be, like, Lowry and Lonzo. I honestly think all five of these dudes crush. I mean, Fox, Wall, Lowry, Lonzo, and Elf. Lonzo being the lowest of the five, obviously, but no one's going to play him because of how good the position is. You can get different with these plays, and who knows, maybe Elf gets in foul trouble or De'Aaron Fox rolls an ankle like he does once a month. You never know what's going to happen. Point guard's loaded, though. I'm definitely not playing Conley.
What about you? What do you think there, JSU?
Yeah, probably no Conley. I think again, like Kyle Lowry is going to be a little different as is because the choice with him and Fox. So yeah, no Conley here. Even though I do see that he's had a few good games in a row. I know that, but I'm still going to go one of those guys at the top or Elf.
JSU Vitanis Verdokas wants to know if you think Austin Rivers is going to cut into Peyton's minutes tonight.
He's going to be limited though, so I do think. Peyton is still going to see somewhere between like 34 and 35 minutes. If Austin Rivers gets minutes, I bet you it's in like the 15 to 18 minute range at most, just because he's coming off that groin injury. I can't see them pushing his minutes just coming off an injury here. So I would say maybe not 40 for Alf Payton, but I still think he's going to get 34, 35 minutes.
All right, guys. Let's see here. 163 likes, not bad. Still looking for 200. One of you lucky guys or ladies is going to get a Run Pure Sports hat, which is completely awesome. All right, let's move on to the shooting guard position. And we already ran these down in DraftKings, but different salaries, different builds on FanDuel. Start with you here, JSU. It doesn't seem like you got much of Harden tonight. Where are you looking at shooting guard on FanDuel?
Yeah, on FanDuel, I'm spending down for one spot for sure. Two guys that I'm interested in, Buddy Hield and Jordan Clarkson. Both guys I do really like. If I was spending up, I would probably get to like Fred VanVleet at 7,200. I like that price tag here. So he'd probably be the guy that I like the most if I'm spending up in that 7K range. I would probably rank that 7K range: Fred VanVleet, Mitchell Robinson, Devin Booker. But that's it. I'm probably not spending up for Harden today. I just not going to do it.
All right, what are we doing here at point guard on FanDuel, Big T?
Shooting guard?
Or actually shooting guard, I should say. My bad. Shooting guard.
Man, shooting. So as much as I like point guard is as much as I hate shooting guard because it is ugly tonight. The good thing is Buddy Hield, even though I don't like him, is just a total lock. I mean, 5,400. Can't fade him at this position, I don't think. He's just too cheap. A good matchup against Houston. Don't fade him, I don't think. And this is where the sites dictate kind of what you want to do. I freaking hate Eric Bledsoe. I despise him. But, man, he's 4,800 at a position I hate. If it gets me up at a different position that I want a stud at, like power forward, small forward, where we want to play some stud guys, I don't mind going down to Bledsoe. So what I do using the optimizer, I'll just project him lower than the projections. Like he'll be projected 24, 25. I'll project him at like 20. But I'll see if it allows me to still get some of the studs at other positions where I like VanVleet and SGA way more if I could play, if it mattered. But if Bledsoe gets me 20 and it gets me a better build overall, then I don't mind playing Bledsoe just because of how bad the position is. It's all roster construction. So if SGA gets 37, VanVleet gets 32, Bledsoe gets 20, the 20 from Bledsoe could be what gets me over the top tonight.
JSU, I kind of like the Donovan Mitchell struggling, and I do wonder what your thoughts are on whether or not I guess struggling is, for him, he's struggling, but your thoughts on him tonight, rostering him on FanDuel. I got him sitting here at 7,900. He's in my lineup right now. Thoughts on his ownership and whether or not that's a play that you would condone?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about him struggling, but the dude's had 20 points or more in all 3 of his games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just from a fantasy standpoint, if he's not scoring in bunches, doesn't always do a ton else. I think he can do a lot more. He's just not needed to on that team. Rudy Gobert gets a ton of the rebounds, gets blocks. They have Jordan Clarkson who can score off the bench and make plays. They have Mike Conley, who we talked about it last year and in the bubble. Like Mike Conley, definitely when he's in there, takes a little away from Donovan Mitchell. But in the bubble specifically, Mitchell was just unconscious and scoring the ball just whenever he wanted to. I think right now he's just not playing as aggressive as he was in the bubble. I'm sure as the season goes on, he's probably going to end up playing a little more and a little more aggressive. But for the start of the season, that just leads me to not rostering him here because I feel like he needs to be super aggressive so he can just score at will. Because like I said, when he's scoring and making plays is when his fantasy value is going to shoot through the roof. Right now, he's just not doing it. Right now, he's kind of doing just enough and then letting other people, do some as well. Whereas in the bubble, it was literally all him. It was just pick and roll at the top of the key, give the ball to Mitchell, everyone else stand.
I don't know, man. That playoff series between him and Jamal Murray was just about as fun as it gets. I mean, there aren't too many head-to-head battles that I'm going to remember that were just every night those guys were just looking at 50 points. It was awesome. But, okay, so Donovan Mitchell, I threw him out there. Shooting guard, any other names we want to bring up, guys? JSU, you talked about, the top. Anywhere else?
Yeah, like as opposed to Eric Bledsoe, like Tony said, if I wasn't playing Hield or Clarkson, I think Halliburton from Sacramento, 4,900. They're letting this kid run out there, finish the game last game, 30, 26, 26, 24 minutes. He's a pretty solid player. He's got a real crappy set jump shot, which, I don't know how that's going to fare, for the length of his career, but he can do a lot. He can make plays for others, really good at it. He can get rebounds. He can get assists, like all that stuff that you want in a fantasy producer. And he's 4,900. So I don't mind him. Definitely for me, I would take him over Bledsoe for sure.
Okay. Halliburton and Hield in the same backcourt on the same rosters, that negative correlation, or is it fine?
I mean, I think it's fine because those guys finished the game together.
Okay, very good. Big T, let's move on to small forward now. We know the guys up top with Brandon Ingram, and then it's everybody else on FanDuel. It's like Ingram, 9-4, and then you can go OG, you can go Barrett, you can go Harrison Barnes, and on down. Give me 2 or 3 names that you looked at tonight at small forward.
Yeah, so small forward is kind of where I might get my RJ Barrett exposure. I wanted to play him on DK. It didn't quite work as good on DK just because of how I talked about the positions and different things. It just didn't line up properly for me. However, small forward is a disaster on FanDuel for me besides Ingram. And even Ingram, I'm super high on Ingram. I'll probably play Ingram more than likely, but 9,400 is price sensitive. I mean, the dude is – you need him to get in the mid 40s to 50 tonight, which he might. I like Ingram tonight, but it just shows you can't just pigeonhole, okay, I love Ingram tonight, I'm going to play him no matter what. He's super expensive, and it comes down to roster construction. Like RJ Barrett's in the middle, and even Kevin Knox I talked about on DK a little bit. You could, instead of playing Ingram, you play Kevin Knox, you get a full different roster construction. If Ingram gets 40, but Knox gets me 23, I'm so happy taking the 23 from Knox because 40 is not going to be enough from Ingram to beat me, because when we get to power forward, I got 2 guys that we've already talked about that I obviously love, Zion and Randall. So what we need to spend up in some spots. I want to play Ingram, but 9,400 might be too high for me, which leaves me on my other 2 guys, RJ Barrett and Knox. 2 Knicks guys. Knox is going to be unowned. He's the type of guy I like to play on FanDuel because he's so cheap. He's unowned. If I somehow bank a bunch of minutes and he gets me in the 20s, I'm going to print tonight. And even if he sucks and gets like 14 or 15, that's not going to cost me my night because he's low owned and cheap. And if people play Ingram, he's got to get 50 to really hurt me. So those are my 3 guys at small forward: Ingram, Barrett, Knox.
All right, real quick, since we got 14 minutes left before I get your shot there, JSU. Do you have a question on FanDuel? Ingram, Van Vliet, Bagley, Siakam, SGA, Barnes. Pick one. I mean, that's so many guys. So let me do it again. Ingram, Van Vliet, Bagley, Siakam, SGA, Barnes. Any leans there?
I would probably go the Ingram one.
What do you think, Big T?
I mean, you don't know me good enough. I can't even follow a question that long. What was it again? Let me focus.
Let's move on. No. Seriously, like 6 guys is a lot.
What was it? I'm going to answer. What
All right,
was
hold on. Let me get it back up here.
What? Big T's going to answer this question?
Yeah, I got.
What he said. All right, Ingram, Van Vliet, Bagley, Siakam, SGA, Barnes.
Oof, man, that was long again. I lost.
You know what? Here, let's just do this.
I don't like Barnes though. So what was the first one again? Read the first.
All right. Ingram, Van Vliet, Bagley, or Siakam.
Definitely the first one. Yeah.
All right.
I focused up there. The
All
first one for sure.
Wall and Thomas wants to know Wall and SGA or Fox and Booker. Big T.
I don't like Booker much with Chris Paul there. So whatever the first one was, Wall.
Okay. Wall and SGA. What about you, JSU?
Yeah, Wall and SGA.
Wall and SGA.
One little side note too. People don't notice stuff like this, but point guard, De'Aaron Fox and John Wall are Kentucky boys. They like to get after each other a little bit. You can see a little back and forth that no one will be talking about. That's a nice little correlation in the backcourt. Those guys got a little rivalry going out of Kentucky, so take note of that. That's a nice correlation, I think.
All right, guys, power forward. Let's do it. Where are we going? JSU.
Wait, hold on a second. Just one small forward that I didn't get to talk about.
Okay.
Norman Powell is 3,800.
That's what I need. I like that call. See, that's why I like JSU. I like that.
Yeah,
that's why you like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to give some of these calls, but like he hasn't been seeing the minutes. That's the one issue with me. He's gotten 17 minutes in the last 2 games, but still 3,800. He can see 20 minutes. He's gotten 23 his first game. It is possible for him to see a few more minutes. I think if he gets in the 20s, he's not a terrible play at 3,800, where Tony talked about Knox, which I don't mind punting with Knox either. But Tony's talking about, like, if he gets me like 20 minutes, like it's possible at that price tag, he could do enough for me. I think Norman Powell is the exact same player. And I think Norman Powell is a little better basketball player in general. So yeah, I don't mind Knox either, but those are the 2 punts I don't mind at small forward.
All right, very good. I like it. It says Big T's core isn't showing on Run Pure Sports, but I don't see.
Show them on the screen. I just updated my FanDuel. It might not have been.
Yeah, go read
Big T.
There you go. It's right there.
Well, that's because I did just.
No, I don't have it on FanDuel.
Updated, so
yeah, it's just not updated yet. The FanDuel core plays, I guess.
Is it
just
on the
say
screen?
Big T slacking. Just say it.
It's not there, buddy. Big T slacking is what I'm supposed to say. But power forward.
I'll tell the people what it is right now. They want to know what it is. I got De'Aaron Fox and John Wall. I just talked about that.
Okay.
Buddy Hield, Kevin Knox I got in there because I want that type of, like I just explained on the show, Julius Randle, Mitch Rob. That's my core on FanDuel.
I love it. Good.
It'll be up on the site any minute.
You love the Mitch Rob. That's the other big thing.
Mitch Rob is like a free square to me.
Is he the key? Is he the key to the slate?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
All right, guys, let's go to power forward. Big T, what do you think? Christian Wood, you love Zion. Let's just start with Zion then, right? Zion over Randall.
So first of all, Christian Wood, holy price point, 8,800. I mean, what are we doing here, FanDuel? We can't price this dude at 8,800. I mean, that is ridiculous. But like I said, this is why I like FanDuel. I can completely narrow it down. Randall, Zion, Bagley, my 3 my three guys. And really, I want Randall and Zion. Just that's why I want to go cheaper at other spots. I want to pay up at point guard. I want to pay up at power forward. That's just what I want to do with my roster construction. Those are my three. If I went cheap, it would be Bagley.
Bagley would go cheap. What about you, JSU? Where are you on power forward?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in line step with Tony, where I want those two stud power forwards. If I had to go down, Bogdanovich would be the guy I'd look at if I had to go cheaper. So, yeah, I want Zion and Randall are the two guys I'm looking at. And, yeah, Bogdanovich would be the cheaper play.
All right, very good. We'll move on to center. We'll make this pretty simple then, guys. Where are we going? Like, do you just pay for Gobert if you got the money? Where's your leaning on Ayton? We already talked about Boogie Cousins a whole bunch tonight. The Steven Adams revenge game. Big T's already going Mitchell Robinson, so don't worry about that. Where are you going, JSU?
Yeah, I think Rudy is the play for me if I can get up there. That's the one I like the best, been the most consistent out of all these guys. I don't mind Tony's Mitch Rob call on FanDuel, where blocks means so much on FanDuel, so I don't mind that at all. Rashawn Holmes is another cheaper guy you could look at. So, yeah, those are probably the three that I'm looking at.
Talk about your boy, Big Al Horford.
Yeah, no Al Horford for me.
Don't be turning on him after 2 games. Get back in there on him.
Okay, Tony, I just can't see Al Horford having success against this Zion, Steven Adams combo.
Believe, yes, you're the boy coming into the year. Believe.
Will you stop baiting me into playing these players? All right, fine. You know what? I'm gonna play him on a lineup just for Big T because he keeps shaming me about Al Horford.
Play a little bit. He's super cheap.
He is super cheap, but I just don't like. You always do this. You always force me into playing guys. I hate it. This is one of the reasons why Big T's banned from this show. He forced me into playing guys that I'm not thinking about playing, but now I have to play a little Al Horford.
Why?
Because Big T got it in my head, and now if he does well, I'm going to be kicking myself because before the year started, I said that even though Al Horford sucks, which I do think he sucks, he is the second best player on that team, and the offense is going to have to run through him at some point to like have any success offensively. SGA just can't do it on his own, and Bazley's just not ready yet. So that's what I said. Tony's picking on me now for it, and
hey, Tony, please tell him that Jackson Hayes is a must play tonight. Let's go see how that goes.
No.
Can you do that for me?
Who?
Jackson Hayes.
Tony doesn't even know who that is.
That's it. You guys got any questions? We'll do it. I think a lot of guys got their lineups in early and kind of called it a day there on DraftKings. But if you guys want to get here on FanDuel, we'll do it. Nicholas Story wants to know, guys, cheap guy, do I go Powell or Knox? JSU?
I think both are very similar. I'm going to lean Powell.
You're going to lean Powell. What about you, Big T?
So for me, for example, like the team with my core, I don't have the 200 to get Powell. So, I mean, if I had to choose, let me look at Powell real quick. I think I'm going to take Knox either way. I need the 200 on my team because I don't have it. So I'm taking Knox for sure, but I think I would take Knox either way. They're short bodies. I just don't think Powell plays. If it's a blowout, he'll play. But if it's a blowout, I'm going to lose anyways because I got all these Knicks dudes. So he doesn't correlate. I don't need it to be a blowout.
What stinks with small forward in general is there's not many good plays besides Brandon Ingram's overall. And Brandon Ingram is just so expensive. It's tough to get up there. If you're paying for 2 power forward, which I think is both of us were trying to do anyways. So it just makes it tough. And you're going to land on plays that you don't like really like OG is in play because of small forward. A lot of these guys that we probably didn't have much interest in on DraftKings become in play on FanDuel just because there's not many good plays. When you punt, there's only so many punts that are really in play. It's the same thing. It's a tough position.
All right, guys, we got to 169. Let's see if we get to like 175. Maybe we can hook somebody up. But let's see here. We got to 170 likes to this point. And gentleman, doing the show for free pays off because we just got a new subscriber, which is pretty awesome. So welcome to the team, Nicholas Story. Welcome to Run Pure Sports. You have won a t-shirt. You just got signed up for a sub. Awesome to have you on the team. If you can convince the other guys to get us to 200, somebody will get a hat. It'll be wonderful. Absolutely. I love to hear that. That's actually a really good story. What up, Nicholas? Welcome to the team, dude.
If there's ever a time to join us, it's right now for NBA. We got college sports going too with bowl season. Not much longer, but a few more days of bowl season. Definitely the time to come aboard right now.
Real quick, since we got this out, we don't have any questions. Do you want to just run down your core real quick since it's going to lock here in a second anyways, and that really doesn't matter. JSU, Lowry, Hield, Barrett, Zion, Randall, and Rudy. You talked about all of them, but it seems like Hield, Randall, and Lowry, the three guys you talked up more than anybody else, at least from what I'm hearing. Talk about those three guys for a second.
Yeah, so Hield, who else were you saying? Sorry, my dog's going nuts now.
That's all right. Hield, Lowry.
Tony, we might need to kick it to you for a second here.
Yeah, let's do it, Tony. Buddy Hield. You love Buddy Hield. I love Buddy Hield too.
He's just a lock on FanDuel. I mean, the dude is 5,400. He's just too cheap. Some of the time, the sites just dictate who you're going to play. I mean, Buddy Hield isn't in play on TK. He was 6,800 or what he was. FanDuel, he's 5,400. So basically, one site you can't play him, the other side he's a lock. It's just what happens when you play both sites. It's the same thing with Ingram. Ingram on DK, I love. FanDuel, you can't really play him at that price point. He's just too expensive.
All right.
So, yeah, Buddy Hield is a lock.
Because we got like a minute to lock. I want to get Antoine's question. He's a sub. Halliburton or Clarkson on FanDuel?
I mean, that's a JSU question. Sure.
Clarkson. Come
Clarkson?
on, Tony. Say it. Clarkson. Say the answer.
I'm not playing either one of those dudes. Halliburton shoots a set shot. So, I mean, I'm definitely not taking
Yeah, he shoots your shot.
I love that.
I'm not in the NBA.
That's a big T shot. Like, if people don't know big T shot, that's a big T shot.
His release is way slower than mine, too, though. His release is, like, super slow. It's like a whole wind-up, like a pitcher winding up.
No question, but Tyler wants JSU to know Ben Simmons just hit a 3. So there you go, buddy.
Yes, I took the over on like 3.5 3-pointers for the year. So I'm actually pumped about that.
What?
Or whatever the crazy number was. It was like 3.5 or 4.5 or
oh my God.
Seriously or something for like the season or whatever. Yeah, all right, Ben Simmons. Prove me wrong.
Making you money. And Antoine, I already asked.
Let me tell you, just don't get me started on Ben Simmons. You guys know Tyler did this. I don't know if he's a Ben Simmons fan or he's just trying to get me going on Ben Simmons, but God, he's terrible. It just don't. No, yeah.
And yes, Antoine, I asked the guys the same thing. Hield and Halliburton, they are okay in the same lineup. So there you go. We're locked, ladies and gents. That's what we got going on here. Just going through process real quick. JSU, going back to your core. I was just saying the three guys really stood out. Yet you obviously had Williamson, but Julius Randle, Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry. How'd you end up on those three guys?
Yeah, so Julius Randle, Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry. So when spending up for two power forwards like Zion and Julius Randle, Buddy Hield just made sense. He's one of the better value plays I saw at shooting guard. And to be honest, I didn't really love the position overall, shooting guard and small forward. So, I just kind of needed that savings to spend down to Hield, who still has upside, still put it in the bucket. He's a real good scorer, shooter. And then obviously Kyle Lowry pairing with Julius Randle in that game. I already talked about the fact that I think De'Aaron Fox, people are going to pay up for as opposed to Lowry. So that was just my thought process there, lower ownership for Lowry.
All right, guys, let's do the ownership guessing game. We got it here. This is my $5 FanDuel single entry, just unloading 3/4 of my bankroll. De'Aaron Fox, what do you got? FanDuel, De'Aaron Fox, what's his ownership?
40%.
What do you think, JSU?
38.
43.9, big teams. Ding, ding, ding.
I like this game.
John Wall. Big T?
Gets to go first.
JSU? Okay, JSU, what do you got?
He just lowballed me like that.
48.
48?
Yeah.
He said John Wall's 48. I got it 47.
34.
Yes.
Oh, see,
What?
this is not
Are you
good.
kidding me?
This is not
that's
good.
bullshit.
No,
baby.
no,
Let's keep
no.
this going.
This is not good, guys. Come on.
He
This
did
is
it to
not
me
the Price
first. He
is
lowballed
Right.
me.
Where I don't know if that's still on anymore. You're betting like the lowest. Give me a break.
I'm two.
It's
I'm
definitely
up
still
2
on.
on him. Is all.
All
I
right,
know.
what's Halliburton at?
Hey, Tony, Norm's
Tyler?
starting.
Who?
Is that real? Is
What?
that Norman Powell, Tyler? Or are you messing with me? Maybe he's messing with me right now.
Norman Powell can't be starting. I'd be shocked if he was.
I don't know. Tyler in the chat said Norm's
Maybe he
starting.
was. I don't know. If he's starting, he was a great play. I definitely
he's-
missed it if he was starting.
If he's starting, I'm mad I don't have more. I mean, I do have a lot, but
I'm trying to think of the matchups. I mean, he could.
they're playing the Knicks. Norm Powell confirmed
Yeah, it says starting confirmed. Oh man,
Let's go, Norm Powell. We find them. We find those gems. Like I had any idea he was actually going to start because I had zero idea he was going to start. So I'm not saying anything
starting
about
for
that.
Siakam. What?
What? Oh, come on. That's a joke, right? That's got to be a joke, Tony. Check.
Yeah, they said check Discord. That's what happens when we're on the show. We're not checking the.
You can't check Discord.
Well, I mean, I hope you
Is
guys
Siakam out?
I hope you guys played OG and Norman Powell and Lowry because they're about the Fred VanVleet even. These guys are about
Siakam's going to be out then. So that is very, very good news for our Knicks guys. Very, very good news.
This is great news overall for me. I love it. Reggie's even excited. He's over
We
here.
feel
He's
like
bluffing.
donkeys. I'm glad we weren't talking up Siakam because we definitely didn't see that news.
No, we were
When
definitely
did it
talking.
hit? Tell us when it hit, Chad. I feel dumb right now.
Yeah, seriously, tell us when it hit because we do try and look for news as we go on this show.
Well, that's why I'm on my phone. Keep
It was
going. Oh, you're
7:01 at this
texting.
point.
You're texting girls on your phone. I'm like, no, I'm looking through the internet.
It was 7:01. I think we're good.
It just happened. It literally
seeing-
just happened.
I'm seeing 1 minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, just
I'll
happened.
feel pretty dumb if we missed that. 'Cause
No, we didn't miss it. We didn't miss it.
Whatever. If someone watched this show, there's no way we recommended Siakam anyways, because I know I said I'm not playing him, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tony said the same thing. So
I would have been
hopefully-
way more on these other dudes though. Like if we knew Siakam was out, there's all kinds of plays that open up. it would have changed my whole outlook on the game. Honestly, I
Real
would like
quick,
Lowry
guys.
more. All the dudes.
Real quick, how can Nicholas, who just signed up for our site, get his T-shirt? What does he have to do, Big T?
I mean, the easiest way they always say me, but the easiest way for sure is to send it info@runpuresports.com. You can send it to me in the Discord too. I usually check all of them at least once a week and add it to the spreadsheet. Either way, but info@runpuresports, 1,000,000% will get it to me.
All right, last one, guys.
Also,
Over,
too,
under.
just because that
Yeah.
game didn't lock on DK. So if you guys have like DK
It
lineups,
isn't locked on FanDuel either.
oh yeah, you're right. So
Yeah, you can edit it.
Okay, well,
You
let's
can
get back to
edit.
the drawing board here. Let's see what we got here.
Let's do it. What do you want to do? We have games that haven't
I
started.
want to
So,
see if I can get Powell instead of Knox now.
ooh,
you should be able to if you.
I was 200. I got to find 200 somewhere though.
You should be trying to find OG and an OB too now because
I don't
he's
know.
going to get a ton of rebounds.
I don't think I'm going to find him. He's 6,500. I don't think I need that.
What game locked at 7 that I'm
we
blanking
got
on?
Sacramento, Houston.
Okay.
That locked at 7. That was the big one that locked at 7. So
Interesting.
We gotta check this out here. Let's even circle back to DK real quick. How much
Okay.
is Powell on DK?
what's that?
How much is Powell on DK?
All right, let me get all my DK stuff up here.
All right. So Norman Powell's 4,100. I'm pretty sure OG was like 58 or 5,900, 5,800. Fred VanVleet 72.
So
All these guys become such better plays now.
I can't do anything on DKs because my only guys left are Randall, Zion, and Elf Payton at 59.
By the way, if you're watching right now and there's still 150 for you, this is kind of cool because you get to see these guys in their process mid-game.
Siakam
Actually-
available to play, they're saying now. So why wouldn't he start then? That doesn't make sense. I don't trust that he's going to play if he's not starting.
Yeah, unless he did something like, broke some team rules and they're just disciplining him where they're going to like bring him in after 5 minutes.
They don't do that in the NBA.
I mean,
yeah, that's weird.
Haven't they done that? I mean, I'm
sure they have at some point, but
so
they don't do that to grown men, do they? They just tell them
Yeah,
to
they
stay
do.
home that night.
Stay
Lowry
home that night. Not the good players, not like the top players. Maybe the scrubs. They just say don't even dress up.
It says Fournier has back spasms. I'm glad I didn't play Fournier.
Fournier has back spasms.
So he is probably done. I mean, the Discord, if you're watching this show right now, which the numbers are dwindling, everyone's going out and start drinking, you better be in the Discord because the news just keeps coming.
Yeah.
And during NBA, you have to be alert until that last game or until your last player locks. Obviously, once your player's locked, you don't need to pay attention anymore. But so let's see what this says. Nurse says he's still searching for the right lineup when Lowry's on the bench. Man, that doesn't say anything about.
Yeah, Siakam was a late scratch from the starting lineup. So
Siakam running the second unit could be nice. Like, I just can't imagine they would bring him off the bench on purpose. But I mean, we got to pay attention here for the next stretch and kind of just see what this means.
have you ever heard that? Like the last minute, you're just taking a guy out to run him with a different team? That doesn't make sense.
I know it makes these dudes a lot better plays, that's for sure. Especially, I think the Knicks guys like Mitch Rob and Randall. I mean, Randall is going to just eat. I already got him on both sides, so it's good. But, man, if you don't have Randall, you got to find a way to get him.
Would you guys at this point, because of the Robinson news, like you're really going to have to mess with salary a whole bunch, but would you put Robinson now in that same tier as Gobert? Or is it just because salary, I don't even know how much it matters at this point. If you're swapping or leaving thousands on the table, if you're not messing with your whole lineup, like how far does that move Robinson up the list, guys?
Mitchell
He
Robinson?
was already number one on my list.
Yeah, Tony was already talking him up.
How about you, JSU? Like, is he over Gobert now?
Over Gobert? No, I mean, no.
Okay.
No. But they're 2K. That's a 2K difference pretty much. So,
one.
no.
Okay.
I think it bumps up OG because with Siakam out of the line, like out of the starting unit, I think it just opens up a lot more rebounds and stuff like that, that Siakam does hunt those rebounds at times and stuff. And then it helps the guards. It really does. It helps Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet. Because another thing that Siakam does, which kind of drives me nuts sometimes, is he likes to just push the ball and, facilitate. Whereas now Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet are going to do all the facilitating for the first unit. So I don't know why they're doing it, but whatever.
Oh, JSU, I got the pivot on FanDuel. Whoo, it feels good to get Powell in there. So right now, I had SGA and Knox. I can just pivot to VanVleet and Powell, and I get 2 Toronto guys.
Yep.
Oh, man. I mean, that is so –
that's it.
I have to leave 1,000 on the table to do it, but I think Powell is just that much better of a play now that – I mean, maybe I can even – no, I can't go up anywhere else. I mean, maybe I could go up at small forward. I mean, maybe I could even play like Harden or Harden already locked. I don't understand why everyone in the chat is like certain that Siakam is playing. I don't understand it. This is just me being given my thoughts. I could be completely wrong, but this is just my thoughts. How can they be certain? I don't understand that. In my head, I just think he's not going to play, but obviously, we've been on the show. I haven't been like totally dialed into the news, but I don't understand how they're just sure he's coming off the bench.
Yeah, I will say Michael Grange is the guy, one of the guys I follow for the Raptors. He reports, he's with Rogers Sportsnet, runs all the stuff up there in Toronto. And he says there's no word on Siakam's status. He's like, he's playing, he's active, but they don't have any reason why. So who the hell knows what happened? Seriously, this is one of the oddest things you're going to see.
So
why do we
not
think he's not playing though? Like I don't understand why we're leaning the other way. The dude is an all-star. They're not just going to put him on. I mean, unless it's just like
they
JFC
traded
said,
him.
He's in trouble or something. But
trade.
I mean,
Nah,
if
I mean,
it's a
maybe
trade
he
he
did
isn't coming in.
I don't think they traded him.
No,
Maybe
they're not going to.
this is the honestly, he's looked really bad. Like they're not going to trade him one anyways.
What
But
about the thing where what was it? The Sixers game where he just kind of left the court?
I think it's more likely he's been struggling. I think it's more likely, who knows, something could have happened in practice and they want to discipline him. I think that's a more likely thing. Or just they're really uncertain about him going tonight and maybe they just listed Powell as a starter because
now they just
really
said
unsure.
Powell, so now they say Pascal not expected to play. Okay, like now that makes sense. Like the chat's like acting like I felt like I was dumb for a second, but like if they don't start an all-star, the dude is not playing unless it's just something crazy like they're waiting on a COVID test or punishment or whatever the news is these days. But
punishment, yeah, exactly.
It's exactly, who knows what it could be. All
Powell
right.
just at 3,800. I mean,
oh, here it is. While active, Siakam is expected to be in street clothes.
Yeah,
Blake Murphy.
He did something. That 100%. He did something. I don't know what he did, but yeah, something happened.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, boys.
What about
yeah?
Why are you trying to get off before we get all the winners, Holden?
I'm not going anywhere. It's fine. I thought we were done. I'm going to chill out and listen.
I'm still grinding these numbers here.
All right, let's grind, Broseph.
Because I had 1,000 left. Do I play Van Vliet or Donovan Mitchell, JSU? Because I wasn't even considering Donovan Mitchell.
Van Fleet.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
I do. It feels weird. It just shows the people watching, though. Like, I feel a little weird leaving 1,000 in the NBA, but Van Vliet and Norman Powell just has to be better than SGA and Knox. Just has to be. Especially on a team where I already have 3 Knicks. I have RJ Barrett, Randall, and Mitch Rob. So I have it turns it into a nice little stack. I wish I could get off John Wall now and go up to Lowry and really go all out for it. But
it helps that first game locked with De'Aaron Fox.
I can't. I wish I could do that.
Right, let's get it.
If somehow anyone's watching this show and they don't have anyone locked for some reason, just jam this game because
stack this game. Yeah.
And it's a 4-game slate on FanDuel. So if you have all those spots left, you're gonna print. I mean, play Zion and then the whole game stack.
Like Tony, I know we can't go back on this now, but Norman Powell becomes an elite value play at 4,100. Definitely becomes a better value than the Orlando guys, who I thought were good value, but Norman Powell would have been like 50% owned probably on this slate.
Definitely. I mean, I'd still think he's a way better play on FanDuel because of the pricing, but even on DK, for sure, I wish I could play him. I just don't think I have a way to get to him because I have Zion and Randall, and my only spot left is Elf Payton. There's not really anywhere else to go up.
Yeah, you can't really do anything with that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, this news legit broke 1 minute after lock.
The crazy part is JSU was talking up Powell at the last second.
Know. He's in my lineup
before the news, like he knew. He should have just played it off.
Why he's in my lineup?
The funny part about that whole thing is Holden tried to skip over me for small forward. Everyone who's still listening, they know it. Big T talked small forward. He got to talk about Kevin Knox. I'm sitting here waiting for my turn. I'm ready to throw out Powell. Nothing. So I had to stop Holden from going to power forward just to talk about Powell.
Not true. Go look at the tape. Look at the tape. I was the one that said, JSU, nice call on Powell. Let's talk small forward.
No, you were wanting to talk power forward. Nice try.
I was so excited about power forward too, but no, you nailed it. And I got him in my lineup too before lock. So thank you.
I mean, I didn't nail anything. I just,
you nailed it.
Anyone who played Powell off of my advice, we just got lucky because he was starting. No one knew he was starting, but I mean, I'll take the credit if you want to give it to me, but no,
Simon just hit me up and said he's got to go. Okay. Simon,
he's got to go. Where are you going? Simon?
It's New Year's.
Going to sleep like Holden is.
His wife's screaming at him.
Okay. All right.
Hey, great show, guys. Thank you so much for at least making the second half of 2020 manageable for me. It's been awesome hopping on with JSU and Big T and all the guys here at Run Pure Sports. I hope everybody that is a subscriber continues to stay with us. Keep printing. If you're not a subscriber and you were thinking about it, do it. Run Pure Sports. And I saw that Buckets 15 still works just for a day. Good. Let's do it. Just go out there, get it, sign up, say hi. JSU.
We're sending out an offer just for the weekend too. I've seen Captain send an email out.
Good.
All the members, like 50% off just for your first payment or something. So
okay,
we'll have that out there too if you're not signed up already.
All right. Have a great New Year's, Big T. You too, JSU. Simon, sorry to get you in trouble with your wife. Nice way to start off the new year, buddy.
He'll be in the free agent market with you next year.
He ain't digging out of that. Simon, we'll be crushing together, buddy. All good. Remember, nursing homes, yeah, they're shut down, but still quite a nice place to gain an advantage and a little leverage if you're a single man. For JSU and Big T and Simon, I'm Holden. Happy New Year. Keep running pure.